Hey there, everybody. Good morning. Today is Wednesday, January something or other. It's the 28th or the 29th. I've lost track of what day it is. It's a beautiful, sunny winter morning here in the Icelandic region of Cleveland, Ohio. Just a beautiful morning. And I'm out running some errands, get gas in the car, and go buy stamps, some happy horse shit like that. And I thought I'd, continue my analysis of call center training. And let me start off by asking this question to each of you. And for those of you, especially those of you who have never worked in a call center, maybe you're just discovering my channel. Think of the career you work in. Let's say you've worked in one career for 10, 20 years. And think of all the things that you learned in those 20 years. Every little nuance, every little system, every product line, every procedure. It's taken you years and years to, at least it took you a few years to get it down to a place where you felt like it was second nature, and you understood the product line, you understood what everybody was doing, what your job was. Imagine how long that took you. Imagine how frustrating it was for all those years of the wrestling with your manager, the political wranglings, everything that you had to know about that product line, the customer base, the sales procedures, the marketing procedures, whatever it happens to be. Remember that, how long it takes you. It took you years to learn that stuff. And all the, the frustration and the sleepless nights, rolling around in bed at night, worrying about meeting a deadline, about some type of crazy thing that some manager thinks you should have done in an unrealistic amount of time, right? And it goes on and on and on. It doesn't matter what area that you work in. Now let me ask you this. Do you think everything that you know in your current product line, doesn't matter whether you're a plumber or a doctor, do you think you could learn all of that in 2 weeks? Do you think you could? And I'm betting that 99.9% of you are going to go, yeah, no, there's no way I could learn all of that in 2 weeks. It'd be impossible, right? And let me ask you this. If you were asked to learn it in 2 weeks, do you think you could talk coherently and logically in a calm and professional manner with a customer who's yelling at you about that product line that you've been hired to learn in 2 weeks? Could you? Could you not lose your shit if someone was calling you up on the phone and said, "You're a pickle sucker, you goddamn purple pickle sucker, I'm so sick of your service and your company sucks, and your mother smells of elderberries," and stuff like that. The rare train coming through here is never a train that comes through here. And let me tell you that is what call center training is. Call center training in most organizations, regardless of the product line, regardless of the industry, whether it's insurance or car window repair, or if it's furniture sales, or it doesn't matter. You're given, in most cases, at most 2 weeks of training to learn an entire product line and to learn all the systems. And on top of everything else, you've got to learn how to sell and how to do customer service. So you're learning what has taken some people and individual companies years and years to understand and to learn. And most of those people don't work in sales, or they don't work in marketing, and they don't work in customer service. They are back office people. The call center training environment is a necessary evil, apparently. And they put usually a trainer in the room who is male. And this is not to be derogatory, but they're usually effeminate men. Mostly effeminate, if there's a male trainer, or it's a very militant woman. I don't know why it's such extremes. And again, I'm not being derogatory here, but many homosexual men or effeminate men, not all effeminate men are gay, but many of them are very entertaining. And that's not a lie, you know. And I think they're positive and upbeat and friendly, and that's why I came up with my Bill Fleetermeister character. I'm at the gas station here. Sorry, I got to chew on a hangnail. I can't get that one off. Man, I'll take you with me. Let's see if we can set myself on fire at the pumps here. I made a long trip yesterday to Bucyrus, Ohio, and that took a majority of my gas to get there. So we are here at Sheets, and so we got here. Got some heavy disco music playing above me in the PA system. You got to keep that disco music playing. No, I don't want a car wash. No, I don't want a car wash. I like to drive dirty. All right, we're going to fill it up with some regular. But the call center environment, the training it's just the most mind-numbingly stupid setup. It's more than apparent that they don't care if you ever get real training. It's more than apparent that they're asking you to do the impossible. They've given you an impossible task to learn a company's entire product line with only 2 weeks of training, and do customer service, and do sales. I am betting none of you could do it. Think about all of you. I mean, I worked in telecommunications from 1990 until 2001. Then I worked in it again for a couple of years in Verizon. So I go like 13. Let's say I have 14 years of telecom experience. That's cellular. And back in the day, I was designing local loops. I was doing marketing. I was doing long distance. It took me years to understand all that stuff. And think of this: they're just pulling the average person off the street. They're pulling them right off the street, and they're asking them to learn an entire product line. And think of it. I mean, why? Like in banking, I never understood this about banking. Why do you pull strangers off the street to work in a call center to handle banking when you've got these tellers and all these bank branches that you could rotate in and out of the call centers, who already know the product line, that already know customer service? Boy, that was quick. There goes $35 of my hard-earned cash here on YouTube's. Let's see. No receipt. Thank you. Lock your vehicle while unattended. I will give that a shot there. So now I got my gas. And I bring this up because I don't think the general public really has any idea. I'm listening to some college. I listen to a college radio station here. I listen to WRUW, which is Case Western Reserve University's radio. And I don't know if you're going to still be able to hear me. I'm plugging my phone back into the car's audio system. And let me see if it's reading here. Yeah, I think it is. But I listen to WRUW because they play really eccentric stuff and really off-the-wall stuff, deep album cuts, or, avant-garde type music. And I love it. But I can't play it here. I'll get a copyright strike. But the general public, what the hell happened to my phone? Oh, yeah, I switched you around there, guys. Sorry, I gave you a shot of the sky there. I gave you a shot of the moon. Was that the moon up there? I don't know where the moon is today. So let's see if I can get out of this parking lot without getting killed. Because Sheetz is just I'm finding out from my nieces that Sheetz is a place that people hang out, especially the kids. At least in their town. Up here, I wouldn't let my kids hang out at the Sheetz. There's a lot of shady looking characters that hang out here. Nothing against Sheetz, but for some reason, it seems to attract some oddballs. And people zip in and out of here like their life is dependent upon getting some Busch Light, some Marlboro Reds, and a couple of candy bars. Like they've just got to zoom in here, like they've just got to get in here. You've got to be very cautious here. But the general public, you guys don't have any clue. You have no clue who you're talking to when you call in on these damn call centers. You have no idea what these people have been through. Tasty. I got that hangnail. That is a tasty treat. My post-breakfast treat. Get me in the center. And you just don't know. And TRG, thanks for watching my video from today. I appreciate it. I'm glad you liked it. And I haven't read everybody's comments yet. I apologize. But you don't have any clue the stress that they're put through in training. And you don't have any idea of what they're going through, the wrestling match, the continual stress and pressure that's put on them from management, from their manager, from their team leads, from their supervisors, from the directors of the call centers. Is it a physical sweatshop? No, it's a mental and emotional sweatshop where they torture you mentally and emotionally. They do not appreciate any of their employees. They, I'm not going to go into the nuances of call center, but the training itself, think about it. Anything you've learned in your current career, I don't care whether you're a fireman or a plumber or a doctor or a lawyer, it's impossible. They're asking you to do the impossible. And I don't even know how they can take it seriously. I seriously don't. I don't know how the C-suite people in any company can go, yeah, I can imagine the meeting. Hey, Bill, we got to come up with a call center because we're going to have millions of customers going to be bitching and whining and complaining because our products don't work right. Because we only half-ass tested and we threw them out into the market so we can start making some cash to get our leather mistresses paid for. We got to come up with a call center. All right, just throw one together. Make sure it's got some technological stuff that's advanced. Put the phones and some computers in there, and then they call it a day. Don't put a lot of time into it. There's no way they put any effort into it because to actually train thousands of people in a call center, well, it's impossible. There's no way you can get, because the average person cannot absorb an entire product line in 2 weeks. I mean, there are some people I've seen in these call centers that just come in and they just know it. I don't know how they do it. They have this visual ability, a learning ability, maybe they have photographic memories. I've sat right alongside them. It drives me crazy because I don't learn. I'm a hands-on learner, and I don't learn by memorizing, and I just learn by doing. And some of these guys in training, they're like, oh, I got that. As far as I know, they've got it. It could be full of poopies. I have no idea. Full of bologna. See if I can turn here without this guy driving right up my ass. Wouldn't it be weird to have a car go up your ass? That would be weird. Yeah, nobody likes to have you turn here because it's 60 miles. It's 50. People are doing 60. And I've got to make like a 30-degree turn to the right. But keep in mind, if you've never seen my channel and if you've never if you've never worked in a call center, you have no idea what the people are going through. And it doesn't matter what country you call. It doesn't matter if you're calling India, Pakistan, United States, a great call center in Great Britain. They're all the same. It's a universal torture chamber. Universal. It doesn't matter. The call center in with the executives that run the place. It's a necessary evil. It's an unwelcome expense. It's, they're bleeding money in these call centers. They just hate. I'm sure they hate it. And I wish to God I could get a chief executive officer to talk to me about the expenses of the call center, how they dread building these things and staffing them and things like that. So you're dealing with your average person. You're not dealing with educated people in most call centers. Not that I'm not an advocate for higher education, but they do not require anything more than a high school diploma, if that, because there's kids working in there too. There's like teenagers working in some of these call centers. You do not have to have a diploma from college. You don't have to have a degree. And you've got a lot of people that come into these places that are just right off the street. Some of them are just got out of prison, not for felonies, but they've been locked up for a variety of reasons that are lesser than felonies in the local. They've been in the Hoosgow, or they're former drug addicts, or they've been working. I'm not drawing a parallel between fast food and retail, but a lot of them come from fast food and retail, which is a good environment for handling stressful situations. Where am I going now? Let's see here. Where am I going? I'm going to the right. I'm kind of going backwards because I had to get my gas. And you're going to have to understand before you call in the call center if you can still get a live person on the phone. It's almost impossible to get a live person on the phone anymore because it's all AI driven. And I know this because I've tried to call in a variety of times recently to talk to people about our cable. We recently had to upgrade our service with BreezeLine. BreezeLine is our cable company. They used to be Huawei. They got purchased by a company called BreezeLine. And BreezeLine is terrible. I don't even know how to put into words how atrocious our service has become since it became BreezeLine. And it's gotten even worse. They forced us to upgrade to their streaming TV service. They said if we didn't, that we wouldn't have cable anymore. Our old cable box would stop working. So we did some research and we said, screw it, we'll try it. Our TV connection, when we're watching anything, it doesn't matter whether it's football or a TV show or the news, the thing freezes. It buffers every 15 minutes. It's horrible. And I tried to call into, where am I going now? I tried to call into their customer service department and I couldn't get a live person on the phone. So I decided to log in and chat with somebody. Now the chat was fine. The chat was good, but you cannot get a live body on the phone to tell me why their service is so terrible. And that's where things are headed with call centers. People are going to hide behind the bots, and they're going to hide behind anything they can so they do not have to talk to us screaming lunatics. Now, I wasn't being a screaming lunatic, but I will tell you this right here now, BreezeLine, if anybody from your company is listening or watching, your company is atrocious. Terrible service. We were fine before you purchased Huawei. I don't know why in God's name, what happened to Huawei, but for some reason they sold their company to this horrible place with a terrible infrastructure. And that's what these companies do, is they expand and they get too big and they try to build out on top of an antiquated infrastructure, copper-based crud, and then they throw fiber on top of it, and half of their backbone is based off of copper. And it's just, it's like oil and water. They never mix. I've been watching this for 30 years. When I was at WorldCom, everybody's like bitching at me because their high-capacity T1 frame relay circuits aren't working, and they're buffering all the time. It's like, well, I don't know what to tell you, because these companies throw up these networks, like here in Cleveland. Well, anyway, I don't want to talk about telecom and technology, but it's all bullshit. But you get these people coming off the street, they try to train them about telecom, or train them about plumbing, or train them about garage door repair. And you should see, I worked at Safeguard. There's a Safeguard or Safelight. Safelight Repair, Safelight Replace. I was there 2 days. And all this is a window replacement company for cars. They'll come to your house, they'll come to your job, they'll if you got a cracked windshield, they'll replace it on site, right? You should have seen how complex this training was. And for us to talk to, I guess, insurance adjusters or whoever's making these repairs, we had to know how to speak about car anatomy. And it was crazy. You know, you couldn't just say the back right rear passenger window. You had to say, you know, the back right rear quarter panel that's a 1/4 inch thick with Crisco on it and a spider-like crack in the window pane. You had to be precise, and if you didn't say it exactly, each body part of the car, it was like taking a fucking anatomy class. It was insane. So the people you're talking to on the telephone, if they sound like they don't know what they're talking about, it's because they don't. It's not because they're stupid. It's not because they're idiots. It's not because they're in India and they don't speak English. It's because they haven't had the time, realistic amount of time to learn the product line. They don't know anything about sales. You're forcing average, everyday people into extraordinary situations and expecting them to excel. And on top of it all, you're asking them to do customer service and do sales. Let me ask you this. Any of you, like if you're a plumber, okay, and you've worked at plumbing your whole life, could you do sales? Like most of the plumbers I meet are the stereotypical plumbers. You know, they got their ass hanging out of their pants, they're overweight, they're middle-aged white guys like, hey buddy, I heard you got a leak, you know, yeah, where's your leak today? I'll get that fixed for you. I think you just got to put a new seal on the toilet. That's like 99% of the time with your toilets, always the seal's busted. Yeah, I got to lift you, get your toilet pulled out, and put the seal back in, yeah. That's it. You're all set. That's $250. You take, I take credit cards, checks, and cash. And if you want to get down and orally service me, that'd be fine too, you know. You know, if you were a plumber, you're not going to be able to do sales. Most people can't do sales, but they ask every single person in call centers, live human beings, to sell a new product. And you know, sales is a technique and a skill in and of itself. And not everybody can be a salesperson, even though there's books out there saying you too can be a salesperson. You just try these top 10 tricks. Anybody can be a salesperson and make $100,000 a week. I did it in just 3 days. That's horseshit. There are people that have the skills and the abilities to bullshit you to the point where they've sold your shoes to you. They've got you naked because they bought your shoes and your clothes from you, and they hang up on you before you know it's even hitting you. There's skilled people that have, you know, gold-plated tongues that know exactly how to sell to you. Your average person can't get on the phone and sell, nor do they have the desire to, nor do they understand it. I was okay at sales because I got to a place where I kind of became a sociopath. I didn't care. I didn't care if the woman told me that her daughter just drowned in a car accident. I didn't. I was just like, okay, they want me to make these goals. I'm going to talk all these old fucking bitches out of every last cent they got. And that's what I did. And that's the mentality. You have to have a killer instinct when you're selling. And you have to be crafty about it. You can't necessarily, quote, beat people over the head, unquote. But your average person, when you call into these call centers, is being asked to do extraordinary feats. They're asking each of these people to be Christ-like with 2 weeks of training, to learn a product line to learn sales, to learn customer service, to learn all the systems in just 2 weeks. Nobody can do it. The turnover is atrocious because you've got unrealistic expectations. And what do you think this says about the company that does this? These glorious companies. I don't care if it's Progressive Insurance or Wells Fargo Bank or any of these insurance companies, Gecko or Geico or whatever they're called. These monolithic, magnificent, massive, multi-billion, trillion-dollar companies. What does it say about these companies? You know what it says? It says they don't give a crap about the customer. They've grown too big. They've gotten too big. They've got too many customers. It's all about greed. Excuse me. It's all about greed. It's all about lining the pockets of the owners, making sure the people at the very top of the ivory tower get paid billions of dollars while peons are in these call centers being tortured every single day. And I apologize, there's somebody that wrote to me an email, great email. And I apologize, I don't remember your name here on YouTube, but they had great stories about their experience in a call center. And I was going to make a video about it, and I just remembered it just now. But one person wrote to me and talked to me about the people that drop on the floor, and I don't know if they've died or what, but this guy was saying in one day they had like 3 people carried out by the paramedics. And this is what blows my mind about this. Okay, now they're going to take all our jobs away and replace it with these AI bots. But prior to this, nobody did anything about it, unless you want to unionize, and the unions aren't what they used to be, I don't think. I tried to get a union to talk to me when I was at Verizon. And when they heard I worked at Verizon, the conversation was very short. Because I can only imagine the political wranglings that go on behind the scenes with Verizon and Verizon Wireless, and how they probably lined the pockets of every union in the world and said, hey, you know what, can you kind of, if anybody tries to unionize my wireless call centers, can you kind of talk them out of it? And this union guy tried to talk me out of it. Can you believe that? I called a union, and they're like, well, they're pretty hardcore non-union shop, and, he tried to talk me out of it. So there's nobody to protect the people in the call centers. And the corporate people know that, and they know they can get away with whatever they want to do. And now, to save more money, to put more money in their pockets, they're going to take our jobs away with freaking AI. And there's people that are dependent upon these jobs. There's some people, as I've said, that do have a knack for call center work, and it is their living. It's what they do. I've seen old-timers that have been in the same old moldy seat, stuffing their face with Cheetos, and they've been with the company for years, and it's no big deal to them, and they somehow have managed to navigate the murky waters of call center work. But they're rare. They're an anomaly. There's not many people that can succeed in call center work. Not many people at all. So if you call in a call center, try to cool your jets. Try not to get upset with the people that you're talking to. They do not have any power at all. They don't make the rules and regulations. They don't have any support. They don't have a manager waiting to talk to you. The managers are non-existent, and they disappear for most days for hours at a time, and they go into these meetings. I personally think they're off back in a room smoking dope or having sex, or they're just, hiding in a closet or something. I don't know where these people go, but they all disappear. So when you call in, don't get mad at these people. I know it's hard because when my BreezeLine service goes down every single day, every time we turn the TV set on at 5 o'clock, 5:30, it goes off about midnight, and every 15 minutes the TV freezes. And BreezeLine does not care in any way, shape, or form. They just wanted us on their streaming service. That's all they wanted. And I don't know why. It's terrible. But they don't care because there's no customer support. There's no way And the person that did assist me through chat, had me jump through all the traditional technology hoops. Oh, restart the router, unplug the router, turn counterclockwise, sing Yankee Doodle Dandy. Oh, well, your router is wireless and it's got to be pointed towards and be near the original, your wireless router. Oh, if it's not close, if it's not in line of sight, you're going to get this buffering. I'm like, no, that doesn't make any sense at all, because both routers that I have are in line of sight, and they're maybe 20 feet apart. She's like, well, the outer range of the wireless router is 30 feet. So she's just reading off the manual, basically. She has no idea what's wrong with my service, other than she knows darn well it sucks. And she can't say that, because she needs a job, because she's got 2 kids and a Labrador Retriever at home, and, she's renting some hovel in the ghetto just to get by, while her kids are surviving off of bologna and Cheerios and pieces of American cheese. I'm not even kidding, man. When we were poor, we hardly ever had food to eat. And it's astounding to me that these higher-ups are so fucking greedy, malicious, sociopathic, and psychopathic. They really think, we can find, let's open up a call center. It doesn't matter. Hey, 2 weeks training is fine. It's more than enough time to learn our entire product line and all the systems, and learn how to upsell someone to a credit card. I guess what gets me the most about my journey and reflecting on my time working with call centers is the fact that I really want to make a call center documentary, but I just have run into so many dead ends. Now, there's a few people that have written to me from here, and I apologize. Anytime I read an email in my Gmail account, it goes from unread to some type of vague, nebulous box of read emails. And, I usually read my email in the morning when I'm eating breakfast. And if I don't save the email, or if I don't put it somewhere where I remember it, where it's going to be, what are these fine people doing? They got their dog off a leash and chasing a frisbee in the middle of the park. And I'm not putting up with this today. I don't know. I'll finish this off here. There's signs all over the place here saying, don't feed the animals, right? They got signs all over the place saying, don't feed the animals. And there's always these morons running around here feeding the animals with bird seed. And, we got to feed them with bird seed. We got to feed the animals. Well, what happens is these animals get dependent upon the human feeding. And then they can't find food in nature. And there's a reason why the park rangers don't want you to feed the animals. And right now, there's a couple of yahoos over here with buckets of birdseed. And I just don't understand. Here, I'll turn this around. There's this guy's dog. It is running loose. I don't know if you can see that fucking... I don't know if you can see that or not. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. People are inconsiderate morons. And there's a beautiful dog. It looks like some type of bastard type dog of some sort, hound, something or other. I don't know what it is. And people are inconsiderate. You're not supposed to have your dogs off the leash in the park. And you can't call the park ranger because they're over there pulling their putt in the woods somewhere. You never see rangers in this park, even though we've had 2 murders. You never seen rangers in Cleveland Metro Parks. Well, we had a murder. What difference does that make, son? You're safe here. You're safe. I gotta go pull my putt against an oak tree because I get off on oak trees. It's a very this guy's having a seizure or something behind me, yelling at his goddamn dog. There's a Vietnam vet. Yeah. Maybe you can see this dog. Let's see if you can see it. Here we go. There it is. It's peeing on the guy's Jeep up there. I think he's waiting for the Yahoo behind me to throw the Frisbee. Yeah. Oh, good catch. Good catch, girl. Yeah. So, be gentle with your call center people when you call in, man, because, you know, I think what's frustrating the most is that they really think the average person can be able to do all this in 2 weeks. And then the minute you show any weakness, the minute you show you're not picking up the material they're giving to you, they start writing you up. They start disciplining you, which is insane. And like I said at the beginning of this video, think of all the things that you've had to learn in your career. It's taken you probably several years to learn. So here do we got here? Hey, TRG. Oh, yeah, TRG, the LinkedIn transition experiment. I have, Penelope has applied to 3 jobs using my resume, and I've applied to 3 jobs using my resume, and neither of us have heard from anyone. This dog runs like the wind. So I'm going to, once I have something to tell you, I started to make a video about it because I really thought I'd get a call for Penelope, but I haven't got anything yet. Hot Sauce, call center blues, gonna be the end of me. Thank you, Hot Sauce. Epic 9 says, I'm working for a online casino platform. It's very stressful, and I have almost come to 1 year. 1 year, congratulations, that's great. Online casino gaming platform. Wow, they have call centers for that. I worked for American Greetings here in Cleveland for about a month. It was a call center for their digital greeting cards, and it was atrocious. It was just a joke. It was horrible. And I just resigned one day. It was like I didn't even make it out of training. I was like, okay, I can't come back to this. Maybe it was 2 weeks. It couldn't have been a month. Common Sense Man says, I had a sweet Filipino on the line. I don't know what that means. I don't know if I know. I want to know what that means. I phone my ISP. Karen Kaiser says we had no training at Skies for Intuit QuickBooks. Really? No training at all? For QuickBooks? Wow, that's crazy. Oh, Common Sense, you had a good experience with that lady. Hot Sauce asked me, are you ever going to work in a call center again? I probably will. I have to. I have no other choice anymore. But I really don't know because I've applied to tons of them, and I nothing happens. I don't even get a rejection letter these days, so I think they're mostly ghost jobs. I think they're all going to be replaced by AI before I ever get a chance to do it again. Hot Sauce says, I worked at AT&T customer service retention for 5 years and then used that experience to land a job at a remote call center and debt resolution. Hot Sauce says, last year I made $100,000 in debt resolution. You must make commissions off of that. Common Sense Man, 2 weeks. That's tiny. Pana Miguel says, I'm going to resign on Friday to my eBay call center. Is horrible. eBay has horrible policies and the product is huge. Yeah, oh, Miguel, you've got to, what do they call it, multitask. You've got to multitask in all these call centers. You've got to be chatting, talking, taking notes, selling, customer service, and doing it with 5 different reps on the phone at the same time. I don't think the average person has any clue what goes on in these call centers. All right, guys, I'm going to go for my walk. I hope you all have a good day. If you're in a warm place, enjoy it. If you're here in Ohio or warm. All right, take care. Bye.